make a rap for your Nani.
It's a rap.
Get the guap, spin the rack on your Nani.
Spin the rack.
Come through, give a dab to your Nani. If you're really feeling good, spin the track for your Nani.
최근 미국 정가에서 조란 맘다니가 돌풍을 일으키고 있습니다. 정치 신인인 그가 거물 정치인을 꺾고 민주당의 뉴욕시장 후보가 됐는데요. 맘다니 후보에 대해서 월드이슈에서 이랑 기자와 함께 짚어보겠습니다. 이번 민주당 뉴욕시장 예비선거에 나오기 전까지만 해도 이 맘다니 후보 무명 아니었나요?
네, 그렇습니다. 조란 맘다니 후보는 이제 막 5년 차가 된 뉴욕주 하원 의원이라 정치 경력이 매우 짧은데요. 그런데 33살의 신인 정치인이 뉴욕 주지사를 10년이나 지낸 민주당 주류 정치인을 선거에서 눌러버렸습니다. 현재 시각 1일 미국 최대 도시인 뉴욕시의 민주당 시장 후보로 확정됐는데요. 전직 뉴욕 주지사인 앤드루 쿠오모 후보를 상대로 56% 득표율로 압승을 거뒀습니다. 경선 결과도 흥미롭지만 맘다니 후보 여러 면에서 매우 새로운데요. 맘다니 후보는 7살 때 미국 뉴욕시로 이민을 왔고요. 7년 전에야 시민권을 취득했습니다. 또 그는 우간다에서 인도계 부모 사이 태어난 무슬림입니다. 여기에 스스로를 민주사회주의자로 소개하고 있는데요. 맘다니 후보가 민주당의 뉴욕시장 후보로 확정되면서 뉴욕 역사상 최초의 무슬림이자 사회주의자 그리고 밀레니얼 세대의 시장 후보가 탄생했습니다.
듣고 보니 정말 새로운 면이 많은 것 같은데 어떻게 이렇게 정치 신인인 그가 유권자의 마음을 얻을 수 있었던 걸까요?
네, 지난 2월에 맘다니 후보는 지지율이 1%에 불과했었는데요. 그런 그가 판세를 뒤집을 수 있었던 건 그의 이력만큼이나 파격적이었던 공약이 있어 가능했습니다. 바로 서민들이 뉴욕시에서 사람답게 살 수 있도록 생활고를 해결하겠다는 약속입니다.
I believe we can freeze up, make buses faster, deliver universal.
Are you ready to make Zohran Mamdani the next mayor of New York City?
뉴욕시 원래 물가와 아파트 임대료 등이 정말 악명 높잖아요. 이런 부담을 확 줄여주겠다는 건데요. 뉴욕시가 관리하는 아파트는 임대료를 동결하겠다. 무료 시내버스를 확대 운영하겠다는 등의 계획을 내놓았습니다. 그럼 재원은 어디서 마련할 거냐? 이 문제가 핵심이잖아요. 맘다니 후보는 상위 1% 고소득자와 대기업에서 세금을 늘려받겠다는 계획을 밝혔습니다. 그런데 이 공약을 그냥 발표만 한 게 아니라 지지자들과 집집마다 방문을 해서 직접 설득에 나섰고요. 생활고를 줄여주겠다는 피부에 와닿는 정책은 결국 승리로 이어졌습니다.
서민들은 환호하겠지만 사실 기득권 측은 좀 반발이 심했을 것 같은데 어떻습니까?
네, 사실 가장 먼저 그리고 제일 크게 반발한 사람이 바로 도널드 트럼프 미국 대통령입니다. 맘다니 후보가 아직 뉴욕시장으로 선출된 것도 아닌데 트럼프 대통령은 선을 넘는 막말을 쏟아냈습니다.
He gets elected. I can't believe that's happening. That's a terrible thing for our country, by the way. He's a communist. We're going to go to a communistic state. That's so bad for New York.
맘다니의 공약을 근거로 그를 공산주의자라고 비난한 건데요. 앞서 맘다니 후보가 예비선거 직후 승리가 확실시되자 그를 100% 공산주의자 미치광이라고 불렀습니다. 겉모습도 끔찍하고 목소리도 듣기 거슬린다는 인종차별적인 발언까지 서슴지 않았는데요. 증세하겠다는 맘다니의 공약에 월스트리트 기업인들과 고소득자 상당수도 벌써부터 동요하고 있습니다. 더 큰 문제는 민주당 내부의 기류입니다.
민주당 내부라면 이 맘다니 후보가 뉴욕시장 후보로 선출된 게 당 내에도 어떤 파장이 좀 있는 건가요?
네, 그렇습니다. 사실 이번 예비선거는 민주당으로서는 당의 미래에 대한 민심을 살펴볼 수 있는 일종의 국민투표로 여겨져 왔는데요. 현재 미국은 트럼프의 미국이라고 봐도 될 정도잖아요. 그동안 민주당 내에서는 여기에 중도화로 맞서야 한다는 목소리가 컸습니다. 그런데 전통적인 민주당 강세 지역인 뉴욕에서 유권자들은 당내 주류 정치인이 아닌 맘다니의 손을 들어줬습니다.
They have a lot of dream, lot of thinking in their mind, and a lot of enthusiasm. That they are not really thinking about the politics, the dirty politics of the establishment, dirty politics. They are thinking about something new.
유권자들이 기존과 다른 정치, 새로운 리더십에 대한 열망이 크다는 것을 명확히 보여준 건데요. 특히나 맘다니 후보는 매우 진보적인 정책들을 내놓았는데 서민층의 전폭적인 지지를 받고 있잖아요. 중도화로 가려던 민주당으로서는 당내 새로운 물결을 직면해 고심에 빠지게 됐습니다. 벌써 맘다니가 너무 급진적이라는 쪽과 강력한 지지를 보내는 버니 샌더스 연방 상원의원 같은 민주당 좌파 사이 의견 차이도 커지고 있습니다. 조란 맘다니 후보가 정치사회 기득권의 거센 반발을 뚫고 뉴욕시장 자리를 거머쥘지는 오는 11월 본선거에서 판가름 납니다.
Start and fry it again.
Mom? You're living in our house now, Mom. We're not living in yours. Why do I have to keep telling you this? And then on Wednesday, you forget to pick up Nikhil from school. All of your meddling, these questions, and the TV serials, it causes you to lose sight of the fact that you are not a good nanny. I'm the best damn nanny that you ever done seen. Fuck top 5 nannies and fuck top 3. I'm the number 1 nanny, don't fuck with me. Fuck any of the nannies, says they better than Praveen. Cause I'm 85 years old, 85 years old, 85 years with my family on my back, so I'll outlast everybody on my fucking haters. Don't know me now, then you never know me later. Say, I be in an elevator to the top, go and find your own way there. Drinking a little water, pour for me by my way there. Not just anyone, but the head fucking major. At the top. Bow down for you. Hit the ground for you. Bow down for you. Hit the ground for you. Make a sign for you. Hit the ground for you. Make a sign for you.
Go ahead, make a rap for your nanny.
It's a wrap.
Get the guap, spin the rack on your nanny.
Spin the rack.
Come through, give a dab to your nanny. If you really feeling good, spin a track for your nanny.
Zohran Mamdani's expected victory in New York City's mayoral primary has made the 33-year-old an instant star in Democratic politics. Here he is on the cover of New York Magazine, which says his historic primary upset has the city swooning, spinning, and reeling. And despite the excitement, though, some top Democrats are stopping short of endorsing him outright, including the top Democrats in the House and Senate, who also happen to be fellow New Yorkers. Zohran Mamdani is back with us. It's great to have you back on the show. We had you on 2 weeks after you announced your run. I would say back then, not a household name. Safe to say now, you're a national figure. So we greatly appreciate.
Are you giving yourself some credit there?
No, I'm saying we greatly appreciate you making time for us now that you've hit the big leagues.
No.
Let's talk about this kind of divide within the Democratic Party, right? And the slow endorsement. You've certainly been endorsed by AOC, Bernie Sanders. You've been welcomed by them. They're celebrating your victory. But the party leadership has not yet coalesced around you, if you will. I'm wondering how you plan on tackling that, just from a political standpoint, because at the end of the day, some will say you need the party. Certainly the party has to get behind you because you are now potentially the mayor of the biggest city, probably the most important city in America. And so they're going to have to, they can't ignore you, and they're going to have to find a way to work with you. So what's your strategy for closing that divide?
You know, I've been honored in the days since the primary to have received the endorsements of Congressman Nadler, of Senator Warren, of 32BJ SEIU, the Hotel Trades and Gaming Council, as well as NYSNA, the nurses union, and ultimately showing that this coalition continues to build each and every day. And the way that we move forward is the way that we got here. We earn every single endorsement. And I've appreciated the phone calls that I've had with Senator Schumer and Congressman Jaffrey's, articulating both the focus of our campaign on affordability and the necessity of that to be a central message in our party. And I'm excited to keep growing this coalition.
So you mentioned that the unions have come behind you. They had previously endorsed one of your opponents, Cuomo. And if you look at the results of the primary, you did very well with higher income voters and less well with the working class, with lower income voters, which doesn't sound like it should jibe with your agenda or your message in any event. To what do you attribute that to, that it has taken a while for the unions to come on board? And I guess I don't know what the latest polling is on lower income voters, but at least we know what the results were in the primary.
Well, we actually saw that we won the votes of voters who made $65,000 and above. And I would say that in New York City, that is very much a working class person's salary. And we have many more New Yorkers to win. And ultimately, we began this race, as you were saying in the beginning, at about 1% name recognition. And that's being charitable to myself. And we began it with a real uphill battle in introducing ourselves and our vision, and ultimately we won the primary. And yet I know that there's still so much more work to be done, especially when I was running against a former governor who was the son of a former governor and whose name in many ways was synonymous with politics. And yet what we show is that it's possible to move beyond just a politics of the past and the present. We can have a politics of the future. And I've been excited by the fact that on Tuesday night, we didn't just see an incredible increase in Asian turnout across New York City. We didn't just see the more than doubling of turnout amongst 18 to 24-year-olds and increases for 25 to 29 and 30 to 34. We also saw the fact that we won Latino voters across New York City. And we closed a gap with black voters that at one point had been more than 50 points to now less than 20 points. And so much of the work of going through the general election is to continue doing that work of introduction and earning the support of New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs.
I have to ask you, too, about what it's been like for you to process some of the Islamophobic responses that we've seen. I think some would say they're not as surprised by some, like, Representative Ogles saying you should be deported. But others have been a bit surprised by, for example, a New York senator going on a popular radio show and suggesting that you support global jihad. What has that been like for you? And have you had the chance to speak with Senator Gillibrand?
I spoke to Senator Gillibrand soon after the victory on Tuesday evening, and the comments that I've heard, especially from Republicans across the country, and even the comments prior during the primary, were comments that were both unsurprising and yet still quite sad, because they showcase what politics has become for so many. It's a language of darkness and a language of exclusion. And what has kept me hopeful through this is that our vision is one where every New Yorker belongs. And there are so many New Yorkers who previously hadn't voted in primaries who saw themselves now in this politics, saw their struggles in our policies, and took that step to actually cast a ballot. And what excites me is that there are moments where someone will cast a ballot for someone with an exclusionary vision like Donald Trump, and they can still come back to the Democratic Party. And so many of our victories were in neighborhoods that went for Donald Trump in the presidential election. We're talking about College Point or Diker Heights, so many of the same places we were told that we had now lost voters forever. And instead, what we found is that if you have a relentless focus on an economic agenda and you welcome people back and you turn the political instinct from lecturing to listening, you can still have people come home to the Democratic Party as long as you show them that's a party that will fight for working people, not those that are benefiting off the struggles of working people.
We are going to dig into some of your policies in the second part of this conversation after the break and some of the specifics of these economic policies. But I just want to kind of talk about the reaction and what this means right now for the Democratic Party, again, in a big picture way, which is you have always, this campaign was very successful in making you accessible to the media and to voters. Do you think you will still be able to do that going forward now that there is this intense spotlight, there is more pressure on you, you will be pulled in more directions, that the element of success that many say drove your campaign is going to be hard to maintain over the next several months in a general election?
It's definitely more difficult, especially in light of the kinds of threats that I'm receiving. But ultimately, I continue to believe that New Yorkers deserve a mayor that they can see, a mayor that they can speak to, a mayor they can ask questions of, even a mayor that they can yell at. And that is the mayor that I will be. And that's why people will see me across this city, because we need a city that is led by someone who understands it and who looks to represent each
So
and
no
every person.
intent to change what you did throughout the primary going forward?
No,
Still make yourself accessible?
You're going to see me walking a lot.
Still going to talk to reporters all the time?
Come on, look where I am.
On a
Will
Sunday
you
night.
commit right now on this
Every
show?
Tuesday
Oh, these are,
Yeah, every Sunday.
these are the tough questions. I actually have a slightly harder question for you than whether you're going to come hang out with us again, because
Please.
I know we are so adorable and fun to spend time with, which is that, progressives have historically had a very complicated relationship with law enforcement and police. You yourself have been very critical of law enforcement. In a social media post from 2020, which has been resurfaced, you referred to the NYPD as, quote, racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. The current NYPD commissioner, Jessica Tisch, has also criticized the decision to ban NYPD LGBTQ plus members from the Pride Parade today. I think we have that up on the screen. What do you think is the right way for Democrats and progressives to talk about law enforcement, or the right relationship that they should have with law enforcement today?
I've shown over the course of this campaign a clear recognition of the fact that police are critical to creating public safety across this city. And my proposal for the Department of Community Safety is one that was born out of my conversations with rank and file officers who have told me time and again their frustration with signing up to join the police force to tackle serious crimes and then being asked to play the roles of mental health professionals and social workers and fielding 200,000 mental health calls a year. And ultimately, my desire is for the police to be able to focus on those serious crimes, to be able to do their jobs by stopping asking them to respond to nearly every failure of the social safety net. And that's why we have put forward this proposal to create a department that will tackle mental health crises, homelessness, victim services, hate crimes, gun violence, so that police can go back to those 7 major categories of crime we see in Compstat. Because ultimately, New Yorkers deserve to be safe. They deserve a police force that is able to focus on keeping them safe. And what we've seen is that in 2025, in the first quarter, 65% of crimes that were reported are yet to be solved. We need to make it easier for police to focus on solving those crimes.